from me on Saturday mornings at 9 o'clock. But hey, this is spring break, and I have two phenomenal young men who are going to be on here today. And, I want to give them their Saturday off. So why not surprise you guys with an early TC Talks this week on a Wednesday, March 31st. As you know, I am Trina Ferguson of Trina Cares, where living, learning, and loving come together to help you on your academic journey. So today, guys, I hope you're able to join us because we have, like I said, two phenomenal guys, outside of this one. He's going to be hosting with me. But we have two really great guys I've known for quite some time. One I've actually known since he was 4. And so I'm so thankful to have them both on today. We are talking about robotics, y'all. We are talking about Boy Scouts. We are talking about things that are beyond the grades. These guys are phenomenal students. I keep saying phenomenal, but yes, they are. These guys are great students. And there's just so much more to them than just their good grades. So today I want to welcome two of my special guests that I know, friends of his. And well, y'all know who this is. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Christian Ferguson. They call me Christian. I'm the owner of CF8 LLC, and let's just hear what the Robo guy and the Scout guy has to say.
Y'all, this is live, so yeah, Robo guy and Scout guy. This is all him. I apologize ahead of time. But yes, so I hope you guys are able to join us at some point during this show. And if not, then make sure you watch the recap make sure you watch the show on Saturday morning, this Saturday morning, April 3rd, the day before Resurrection Sunday. And be able to, make sure that you comment below after you see this or while you're watching this, whether it's live or if it's on Saturday when you watch the recording of it. But make sure you go ahead and encourage these young men. You're going to find out a lot more about them in just a few. Who are we welcoming first, Christian?
They're welcoming Titus Jenkins.
Woo, woo, woo. In just about 5 seconds, y'all can go ahead and count down to 5. Let's see if he's going. Let's see if we're going. All right. Yes. All right. Here we go. All right. Titus. Hello. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really good, actually. How are you?
Good. This is spring break, and I just want to thank you for joining our show this afternoon. But tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Titus Jenkins. I am 16 years old and junior year of high school. I am homeschooled, as is everyone else in this call.
Yes.
I guess hobbies, I play bass and guitar. I draw a little bit, but most importantly, I do robotics.
All right, so let me tell y'all, he's very humble because he said, he plays the bass, plays the guitar. He draws a little bit. I've seen some of his drawings. They're very good. The bass and guitar, though, tell me a little bit about it.
I've been playing bass for, I don't even know, maybe 3 years. And then my mom's always had her acoustic guitar, and I've always wanted to learn how to play it, but I just kind of didn't pick it up until about a year ago. Over quarantine, actually, I really started to play because I was like, I just need something to do, so might as well. And I like it a lot. I like bass more because I don't know, it just resonates more with me. But guitar is more versatile, I think, in the ways you can play it and the songs you can play. So I play that maybe a little more at this point.
Okay, so you said that you picked it up during the quarantine, so that means that you taught yourself?
Yeah.
Get out of town, man. See, that's what I'm saying, y'all. He's so humble because I actually knew that he taught himself. But I mean, it's not like the A, B, C, D. He actually can jam, y'all. Y'all still say that? Y'all say nobody says jam no more? No? What do y'all say?
A little bit.
Oh, just a little bit?
Yeah. You can say jam, you can say rock. It's the same thing.
Thank you. Christian, do you have any comments? Do you have any questions for Titus this morning?
Would you say that bass helps you express yourself however that you're feeling?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I'm not to the point where I can make my own songs myself, but I know a lot of different songs, and each of them have different vibes, different feelings, et cetera, et cetera. So if I'm feeling a certain way, I can just pick up the bass, pick up the guitar, play it out. So
it's like an outlet for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. So outside of school, you play bass, guitar. You mentioned drawing. What are you here today to tell us about?
I'm here today to tell you about robotics. I am on team FRC 5830 Life Engineering.
Okay.
I am the co-team captain of the team currently. I've been on the team for 3 years. And yeah, robotics.
So yeah, so this guy is like super humble. Hi Jackie, hi Angela. This guy is super humble. I actually went to his competition. What was it, a year, 2 years ago now, right? Because the quarantine has
Mhm.
been a year. And I mean, man, wow. Can you tell us a little bit about the actual competition? Because people don't know. It's like a stadium and you
Yeah.
literally are competing. Can you tell us a little bit about those competitions?
So the competitions are weekends long. You load up on Friday night. And then loading up meaning uh, you have a whole sort of, I guess you'd call it a headquarters that you bring with you. It's called a pit. So for the first year, I was junior pit captain. Second year, I was pit captain, and build captain. But so you load up your pit first Friday night, and then Saturday and Sunday I spent playing. Saturday is qualifiers, and then Sunday might be a little bit more qualifiers, and then the semifinals and or quarterfinals, semifinals, and then finals. And it's a lot of pretty much as soon as you get there on Saturday morning to Sunday afternoon when it's finished, it's just running around. You know, you got games going on. It's loud. People are cheering. You're surrounded by a bunch of different pits, literally no more than like 9 feet away from you, and then right next to you across. So it's a lot. It's really hectic. A bunch of different robots, and it's really cool seeing how the other teams consider the game, how their take on the game, what they decided to do with their robot. And then playing the games is really fun. I've never been a driver myself during the games, but I have been on the side. And just watching the robots do their thing is great. For the robots we make are 125 pounds. They're
Ooh,
about 4 feet wide by 4 feet tall.
oh my.
So yeah, they're pretty big. And just seeing especially as someone on build team, I was the captain of build team for my second year, and that is pretty much, we assemble and manufacture the parts for the robot. After the design team gives us the basically blueprints, they CAD it out. CAD is computer aided design. So with the computer, they design the parts, how they fit together, et cetera, et cetera. And then they give us that, and we build and manufacture the parts. All out of scratch, pretty much. We just get stock aluminum tubing, and we get hex tubing, gears, motors, whatever we need to build the robot. And then we
Wow.
cut the parts, do whatever we need to do, then put it together. Pretty much just build it from scratch. We don't get any instructions besides the drivetrain. The drivetrain is what makes the robot drives, like the wheels, basically.
Okay.
My first 2 years on the team, we used swerve drive, which you can kind of think about it like a office chair,
Okay.
like a motorized office chair. It can kind of move wherever it wants. The wheels turn, and then it's a two motor system, so the wheels turn like this, and then they
Okay.
can actually turn to go.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then this past year we used wait, no. My first year we used tank drive, and then the second year we used the first year we used swerve drive. The second year we used tank drive. I'm getting kind of
Okay.
confused because we
It's
spent a
okay.
year in
It
quarantine.
all sounds good to me. I'm just like, oh wow, yes, that's what they use.
Yeah.
So that sounds like
Yeah.
so much. How do you do that? Like, how do you do all of that and school at the same time?
Yeah, that's the hard part. So during the year, during build season of robotics, it pretty much takes all your time. You're not gonna go have fun anywhere. I mean, robotics is fun in itself for me, but you're not gonna go out anywhere. You're not gonna have a lot of time to do homework, et cetera, et cetera. So your free time kind of out the window.
Yeah.
But I love what I do personally, so I don't mind it. And during the school year, and we have build season, robotics is kind of like a motivation to me. So I can, get my stuff done, do this, get through the day, et cetera, so I can go to robotics and do what I actually want to do.
Okay. You have any questions for him?
Yeah. So you said pretty much you're like the Captain America of your team. You said that you're Captain of this, you're like the captain of everything. So like, what type of role does that really mean?
Right. So my second year I was pit captain and build sub team captain. So pit captain, as I said, the pit is kind of your headquarters. So the pit captain manages pretty much what happens in the pit, where space is delegated, what goes where, keep it clean. If anybody's doing something they're not supposed to, it's sort of my job, along with the safety captain's job, to tell them, yo, don't do that. So I'm pretty much just the manager of the space. And what goes on in the space. And as the build sub team captain, I manage the manufacturing and assembly of the robot itself.
Okay.
Throughout, I coordinate with the design team while it's still in the design period. And then once they give us the blueprint, we go ahead and build that. And I delegate who does what, how we're going to do this, what gets built first, and then sort of the progression of the robot to its, final form.
Wow.
Good stuff.
That's crazy. All right, so I want you to hang on because I have so many more questions to ask for you, but I want to bring on a friend to both of you. And is it wrong for me to say such a sweet guy? It's not. Is it? No. Is it okay to say that on camera, on live? He's a sweet guy.
That's him. That's him. Yeah, he's sweet.
But I want to bring on Kieren Blake. Let me see. Let's see. In about five seconds, we're gonna bring on Kieren. Hey, Kieren.
Hi, guys.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
So we're talking to Titus. You know Titus, yeah. We've been talking to Titus about going beyond the grades, like going beyond school. And so we wanted to bring you on as well because you, my friend, are what? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Kieren Blake. I've been homeschooled for the past 11 years. I've been in Boy Scouts since I was 11 years old. So been in Boy Scouts for a long time. And I've been playing soccer on and off since I was 4 years old.
So like one of the things, and this is for both of you, one of the things that people tend to say, because both of you mentioned that you're homeschooled, and one, I'm like, yeah, cool, yes, because some people are like, yeah, I'm not, I don't want to talk about it. But you guys both have been homeschooled your entire lives. And so for me, I wanted to ask you, like, I hear all the stuff that you're doing. One of the myths that I keep hearing from people is, what about socialization? How do you guys find the time to socialize, or is homeschool kind of like you're always home?
Well, for me, since we go to Bridge, it's more like even though it only meets 2 days a week, there's still people that you see, and I don't really have a problem with socialization.
Yeah.
Because I'm very extroverted and I like to talk a lot.
Yeah, too much.
So Titus, what about you? What if somebody said, well, homeschoolers don't socialize? What is your comment to that?
Well, as Kieren said, we go to Bridge. It's like a public school, but for homeschoolers, but only 2 days a week. So we get socialization that way. And even for kids who are just like only homeschooled, don't go to Bridge or something like that, they could get they could spend time where they would be at school doing other things where they can socialize. For example, soccer, Boy Scouts, or robotics.
All right, so back to Kieren. You talked about soccer, you talked about Boy Scouts. Out of those two, which one, or if both, helped you beyond school?
I'd have to say Scouts on that one. Scouts has helped with a lot of things, especially leadership. There's so much leadership that goes into Scouts, and there's a lot of things and responsibility that you have to take on. Soccer, it definitely helped me build up my personality and my characteristics going forward into, regular life and job interviews and things like that. It builds confidence for certain things like that. And it also gives information on different things. There's different merit badges that you can take, and they offer a merit badge every month. All these different things like the electronic merit badge, camping, first aid, things like that.
So how long does it take you to earn a merit badge?
Usually about 3 weeks, because we only meet once a week. We meet every Tuesday, and then sometimes you have homework. But I'd say the fastest that you can probably get a merit badge is within a span of 3 days or so, depending on what merit badge you're doing. Because some of them you need 30-day requirements, others you need months of work and putting into other things that you have to do.
Okay. You have any questions for Kieren?
I know that I think Eagle is that it? That like the highest badge?
Yes, Eagle is the highest rank in Scouts.
So like how long does it take you to get there?
Some people it takes from the time they're 11 to when they're 18. I know somebody who it's hard to get. There's a lot of work that goes into there. I'm one rank away. I'm currently a Life Scout, which is the rank right underneath Eagle. I'm very close to getting my Eagle. So there's projects that you have to do. You have to earn specific merit badges, and those are typically the hardest ones. There's a lot that goes into getting your Eagle merit badge. So I'd say it probably takes 5 years at most.
Oh, wow.
That's a long time. That's good stuff though, that you're like that close to it and that you stuck with it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely stuck with it. It's definitely a commitment. So
so as far as Boy Scouts and robotics, in those fields, was it something that you guys were like, yes, I definitely want to do this and I want to commit to it? Like, what caused you to even go into Boy Scouts? What caused you to even go into or be interested in robotics? Either one can go first.
All right, I guess I'll go first. So I've always been interested in engineering and robots, my whole life. Ever since I was a little kid, I used to watch Phineas and Ferb on the TV. I would see them making a bunch of stuff. Yeah, exactly. I would see them just in the backyard making a bunch of stuff, So that kind of inspired me, stuff like that. And then Mythbusters too. That inspired me a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then when my mom came, I think I was a freshman, or it was either 8th grade or I think it was in 8th grade at the time. My mom came to me and said, "Hey, there's this robotics team, or there are actually a few robotics team in the area. If you're interested, you can go ahead and do that since you're in high school now, or going to be in high school." And I was like, "Okay, yeah." I kind of went to the thing. I went to the open house for my team, expecting to kind of be like, bored, like there's some nerdy stuff. I just want to like build cool stuff. But it was not at all what I at first expected. It's a lot more hands-on, a lot more stressful for one, and a lot more fun.
Cool. So Kieren, what made you get into Boy Scouts?
Actually, it was a close friend of mine he's been my friend for a long, long time. He used to pester me about Boy Scouts. He used to be like, "Yo, you should come to this, you should come to that." And at the time, I was just like, all right, Boy Scouts, whatever. That seems like something that I wouldn't be interested in. And then I went to a meeting after he pressured me into it for like 2 years. I went to a meeting and I actually really enjoyed it. They were doing the first aid merit badge. And I was like, whoa, this is actually really, really cool. You're learning how to save somebody's life. Somebody goes into cardiac arrest, CPR, you're teaching CPR, teaching mouth to mouth, all this other stuff, and how to handle different situations. So really, it was kind of a surprise to me. I didn't really want to go, but then after my first meeting, I just kept going back, and I was like, okay, learning more. So I think it was just the learning aspect of it that really drew me in.
Yeah. One of our persons said, glad you stuck with it. And I say that for both of you. I'm so glad that you guys stuck with it, because you guys really are role models. And so I wanted to know, well, I'm gonna ask that question later on, but I wanted to know COVID. All right. So COVID hit. How has COVID changed your life in robotics and in Boy Scouts?
Well, for Scouts, it was a little rough because we couldn't meet in person. So merit badges had to be done online. It was very hard. Merit badges took way longer than normal. We had to plan out certain things because we plan a year in advance. There's a specific camp out that all the older Scouts go on, and we planned in advance. So we'd already made all the plans for the year, and then COVID had hit, so it changed everything. And we had to work around certain things. We couldn't go on campouts anymore. You need a minimum of 7 campouts to go on as a troop. So we couldn't go on campouts. Meetings were online. It was really difficult.
Yeah.
And I was a leader at that time. I was assistant senior patrol leader. So there's a senior patrol leader, then he has assistants, and we basically run the troop. So I was in charge of like planning certain things, figuring out what merit badges we could do while we were in COVID, and we had meetings and all this other stuff, and it was very time consuming.
Yeah, I bet. What about you? I almost said robotics. What about you, Titus? How has
So it
COVID
was,
changed?
yeah, it was a huge change because robotics is basically all, you got to be in the space building, designing, communicating with your team, et cetera, et cetera. We couldn't do any of that. We couldn't even have matches because that's a big gathering of a lot of people
Yeah.
in one space. Obviously couldn't do that. So the whole kind of what you think of when you think of robotics, that all that kind of stopped.
Yeah.
And then FRC first, the organization. This last season or this past season, they gave us sort of at-home challenges, they called it, to do with COVID. So we still participate in first and FRC. It was one of them was I think it was called the Innovation Challenge,
Okay.
which was you consider a problem in your community or area or just a problem in the world, come up with a solution to fix it, and then you present that to first. Another challenge was the game design challenge, where so every year for first we do different games at the matches. Essentially, it's just different tasks for your robot to do, with a different goal every year. So the game design challenge was we had to design a game like that for first. And if you, I'm pretty sure they're gonna take a couple concepts, but if you win or get to the last stage of the whole process, first we'll actually use your game in the future for a FRC match. And then the third was infinite recharge at home. So the year before this, the game was infinite recharge. That was back when we could still, have matches and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, for infinite recharge at home, you essentially build a mini arena in your build space or wherever you had the space to, and then had your robot do the tasks and go through doing the different things. And I think it was judged based off time and points scored. So it was essentially like you're playing with other robots just remotely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What questions do you have for them? Any questions you have for them?
I think the main thing is where like your life goes after this. Like, how does this benefit you into like your future?
Good question.
Well, for me, scouts, especially if I get Eagle, it looks really good on my my transcript and my resume because it's something that I've stuck with and worked so hard on, and it's a huge commitment, and it gives very good leadership skills. And what I want to do, I want to go into business. My current plan is to major in business management at Temple University.
Nice.
So having leadership skills under my belt in high school and through middle school just looks really good, and it'll help me, progress and understand things easier, and it won't hinder me, because it basically helps me out with knowing certain things and what to do and teamwork, things like that.
That's excellent. What about you, Titus?
So I plan on majoring in mechanical engineering.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm hoping to go to Caltech, but that's kind of like the top dream level school. I don't know if I'm gonna get in. But for colleges, all the alumni from my team pretty much they tell stories about their interviews for college and stuff, and when they were applying, and the colleges pretty much ask, "Oh, you were in FRC? Okay, cool. Yeah, come on to our college." Yeah, they like FRC a lot.
Yeah.
Especially I've been in a leadership role for 2 years in a row now. So if they see that I have the abilities to be in a leadership role and I have the abilities to handle the stress and the pressure of having to manage a whole team to put out something and build something before this period of time, they look at that and see, yeah, this dude is very valuable to our college.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, it pretty much just helps me with college admission and life lessons.
I'm so glad that you guys are looking beyond high school and that you guys are actually looking into your future. We have a future business major, a future mechanical engineer. Like, I'm loving the plans that you guys have. You both are in leadership roles in robotics as well as in Boy Scouts. what encouragement would you have for students who are, for younger kids? What encouragement do you have for them?
I would say never to count yourself out. Because I know a lot of kids my age, our age, is this generation, especially with COVID going on. It's confusing. It's like, I don't even know what I want to do. I'm supposed to be going to college in 2 or 1 year, and I have no clue what I want to do with my life. Don't. How should I say this? Whenever you find an opportunity or proposition, always say yes. Always. There's no benefit to saying no to an opportunity. It could be, like, oh, I don't really think that's for me, or I don't really think I'd be super good at that. But if you just try it out, see how it goes, and it could either go, like you expected, it's not really for you, which that's fine too. You learn more about yourself, and it might, move you towards more what you want to do. Or if it goes well, like robotics went well for me, it opens up a lot of doors. When they first offered the leadership position to me, I was like, I don't really want to do that. I just kind of want to be the guy that sits in the back, kind of just doing his own thing. But once I fell into it, I realized it comes naturally to me. And I wouldn't have known that had they not offered the position to me and had I not said yes. And now because I'm in leadership positions, that opens up a lot of doors, like I said. So yeah, just always, if you get an opportunity, say yes, strive for it, put your all into it, and who knows what could happen.
Love it. What about you, Kieren? What encouragement do you have?
It's just like Titus said, if you have an opportunity or a chance to do something, even if you don't think you would like it, you should say yes and stick with it. I mean, I had somebody that was breathing down my neck for 3 years telling me, you should go to Scouts, you should go to Scouts. And then I never thought I would like it until I tried it. And now it's just, leadership definitely comes natural to me. It's just like, it's a thing. It's like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I know what has to be done. I can plan it out, make a timesheet, schedule, all that other stuff. It's just when you find something that you're good at and you're successful at it, you should perfect your success and keep moving forward with it.
I love that. Perfect your success. Go ahead.
That's really all. Like, if you take the opportunities that God gives you or somebody else gives you or just plops into your lap and it's sitting there on a silver plate and you're just like, I don't know, that's kind of a lot of work right now. You should take the opportunity and learn to manage your time, because it'll help you in your future when you're busy, you got a wife and kids, and you need to hold down a job.
Right.
So, exactly.
I love it. So don't count yourself out. Say yes to opportunities. Try it out, even if you're not sure. Perfect your success. You find something good at it, you keep going, and take the opportunity that either God is giving you or God is giving you through somebody else. Take that opportunity to do something with it. I love the advice that you guys have given. So now we're going to have I've had fun talking to you guys, but I want to ask one more question, and you can be as honest as you want to be. I'm a little nervous. How has being friends? So the three of you guys are friends. Yes, no. You can say no if you're not a friend with his. You can say no. It's okay to say no. But how, like, the three of you guys, and I know you guys have a few more guys that you hang out with. How have, like, during COVID and even before COVID, how's your relationship helped you just in life period, like during this time right now, I should say?
So yeah, I love these dudes. I'm gonna be honest, love them to death. I don't even see them as friends. I see them as brothers, really. I was not in a good place mentally for quite a while, especially at the start of this year. And then, talking to these dudes, just relating to them, they helped drag me out of that spot, and now I feel way better. And even before this year, even just going through robotics and going through stuff I've gone through all throughout high school, if I didn't have these guys, I don't know what I would have done.
Yeah, same for me. These guys, and I love these dudes to the moon and back, man. These guys, they've always been there, like, in my corner since 8th grade. I've known these dudes for a long, long time, since 8th grade. And even when in Scouts, especially, I'd be like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. Titus is always just like, man, I mean, this opportunity, you should take it. And I was just like, okay, yeah. And they're always hyping me up when I have an interview for a leadership position in Scouts. They're always like, all right, man, you need to good luck on your interview. You're always hyping me up and asking me this and asking me that, and just basically making me feel good about what I'm trying to do, even though I might be apprehensive towards it.
That's awesome.
So,
What about you?
Yeah, I really appreciate these guys. I think that they help me to be the best version of me because they each one of them, even the ones that's not on this call, have like a purpose in our group. So like for instance, like one of them's been working out with me to help me out. I'll hit up these guys if I need some advice, and I'm like, yeah, man, I don't know. It's kind of tricky right now, and they'll be like, you know what, just push through this year. And if I ever feel like quitting, they're like, what's wrong with you? Like you're right there. Just keep going. Like don't quit.
Yeah.
Wipe the tears away, whatever you need to do. And just be a man. Just hold your chest out and just keep going. So I really appreciate them. They just help me out a lot.
Yeah, I will say that, what you guys see on here is not fake. Like these are, they are real. Their friendship is real. And as parents, every now and then we got a phone check. And when we phone check, it's really the same. The same relationship that you guys see here is the same that, I see on phones and stuff. But, anyway, I do appreciate them. You guys, I definitely see the love that y'all have. Your group, you guys support each other. Thank you for your transparency, your openness about it. I really do look at you guys and I see all of you guys as role models. I am thankful for our future. For, you guys give us hope, our generation, my generation, you give us hope because you guys are not afraid to go after the things that you really want. And you're still real. Like, you're like you were saying, it's so funny. Titus, when you said earlier, this is like a nerdy thing.
Yeah.
I love how you guys are just taking these things that could be considered, nerdy or something like that. You guys are taking these things and giving a whole new definition to them. You guys are adding coolness to it. If it wasn't there before, you guys got it. So I really do appreciate you guys being on the show today, giving us a little bit of information about robotics and about Boy Scouts. So we talked about encouragement. We talked about life lessons. Is there anything, last words that you guys want to leave our audience today?
take your opportunities as they come. Like that's really all I have.
Right.
It's the whole, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take thing, even though it's been, dead horse beaten and all that. Really think about that, apply to your everyday life. Absolutely.
Yeah. What about you?
I just say that anyone can be a leader. And what makes a good leader is not just leading whoever who's under you, but also taking the advice of others. That's what makes you a true leader.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys once again. And on spring break, during spring break, you guys have really blessed my heart today. And I always tell your parents, you guys always make my heart smile. And so I'm thankful that you guys are on here today. And guys, that's all we have for you. If there's anything that you want to say to these young guys, go ahead and put it in the chat and I'll make sure that they get their messages. Just continue to encourage them. You guys continue to lead the way that you do. And I thank you once again for joining us on TC Talks. Thank y'all. Bye-bye.